1 2 mic check. Here we go. Round 3. Midnight. Nobody's up. I don't think YouTube is sending notifications out. We'll see who pops in. Ah. Saludos, Gustavo. ¿Qué horas son por allá? Aquí, medianoche. Buenos días, buenas noches. Buenas tardes. What time is it for you, Gustavo? It is midnight here on the West Coast, Southern California. We're going to be hanging out for a bit. Vamos a charlar un poco aquí con Gustavo. Gustavo, vos charlas con Charlie. Decirle que ¿dónde están las empanadas? Yeah. Las 4 con casi 5. ¿Te quieres ir a dormir? Pensé que te estabas despertando. ¿Te desvelas mucho, Gustavo? ¿Qué está pasando? Yeah, no, tranquilo. Vaya a descansar y mañana escuchas el livestream. Tranquilo. Aquí vamos a estar viendo algunos de los live webcams y los stringers que andan por ahí. Y ahí está Susie B. Bienvenido, Susie B. ¿Cómo estás, Susie B? What's up, Susie B? How you be? Where you be? You be all over the place. Ah, andas, tú no estás acostado, o andas parado, pero no así. Hey, ¿qué pasa, Gustavo? Tranquilo. Y dice Susie B, muy bien, gracias. Qué bueno, qué bueno. Este chat va a estar en español. So, si lo quieren traducir, YouTube tiene las opciones. Y mira, Gustavo, los argentinos siempre bien románticos, mandándole flores y rosas a Susie B. Ay, ay, ay. Y las empanadas también. Susie B le encanta empanadas. Right, Susie B? We love empanadas. Y todavía estamos esperando la receta secreta de chimichurri que tiene Gustavo que no comparte con los otros todavía. Yeah, Gustavo's secret chimichurri sauce. Yeah. He's got to share that recipe. He's going to do a video for us, maybe a live video in the kitchen with En la Cocina con Gustavo. There's Hillbilly Herb. Bienvenidos, Hillbilly Herb. See, that's how you say your name in Spanish, Hillbilly. MT Paranormal. Life. How's life, MT? Is it spooky as ever? You getting all types of strange activity in your world? Welcome in. Yeah, we're gonna be hanging out here. There's just quite a bit going on these YouTube streets, so we'll take a peek, see what's going on out there. Maybe y'all will hang out for a bit. No pressure. I don't know where this stream is going, but we'll follow it. We'll flow with the go. You know. And in case you're wondering about any Bigfoot news and all that, we did some streams earlier, touched on a few new reports. Peep that if you're interested. Of course, keeping it squatchy as possible. And who knows, we might end up getting into some hairy business like that a little later. There's all right. Gustavo, let's see here. He's sending some empanadas for the chat there. Boom, there it is. There are your fresh Argentine empanadas. Freaky fresh. Freaky freaky. Freaky freaky. What's on the menu, Hillbilly? What are we twisting? What are we putting up in the air up there? What are the flavors? What's the menu like? Break it down for us. I'm tapped in with some nice flavors for the weekend. I always like to have nice, Gustavo was handing out flowers earlier, talking about flowers. Yeah, some nice flavors for the weekend. Actually, all the time, right? But something about the weekend, got to make sure you got something real nice for your brain piece there. Anyone else agree? Anyone else know what we're talking about? Or is it just Hillbilly Herb and I? Some of you might be in some states where you got to keep it low key. That's all good. Y Gustavo sigue saludando ahí. Perfecto. Gustavo, did you hear Lionel Messi was here in town again recently? I know a few years back I seen a Instagram. It was cool. He was somewhere, it looked like out in the valley, and there were some Spanish speaking vendors on the street. And he was in his car, and they came up to the car, took pictures. He was being very cool. But this time, I think he was in, I forget what town. So I think they were playing a game here. What's the team he's playing for right now? But anyway, they had a game here. Football. 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 Soccer. And so, yeah, the amazing Lionel Messi in town. Some of you may not be fans of him, but oh man, it was super cool to see the little kids all happy to try and see Messi. ¿Oíste de eso, Gustavo, que Messi estuvo aquí en Los Ángeles recién? Hubo un partido de fútbol, no sé exactamente los equipos, pero ¿qué equipo está jugando Messi? Ah, fue en Miami. Okay. Pensé que, so it was maybe, I don't know, maybe he stopped in California too. I don't know. I thought he was here in Cali. but I could be wrong. He's somewhere here in the States. Yeah, superstar. And of course, from Argentina. I will visit one day, Gustavo. I would like to check out Argentina, see what's going on over there, see how you're doing. It's on the list. Someone was mentioning Peru again, so we're putting that out there too. Peru. It'd be cool to do a whole South American trip. What's that movie? It's about Che Guevara and Motorcycle Diaries. Anyone check that? They take a motorcycle all the way up from Argentina to Venezuela. Amazing adventure. We're gonna take a peek and see what's popping with AXN News. Watch your ears. Woo! Still got to test that scanner out. That's the 6th Street Bridge heading in towards downtown. And these are the stringers. Streamers, and swingers are out tonight. Watch out. Look at that. Very dangerous. People pulled over to the side there like that. Look, just with their emergencies. People race down through this bridge. And yes, there's most likely trolls under there. Oh, here goes Babylon. Something's happening there. Looks like they got a truck pulled over. People have jumped over the bridge. And the lights are out on the bridge because people have been stealing the copper. And it's been twice already. And of course, they've been using taxpayers' funds to repair. And so this time happened twice back to back. Greetings, Fast Hemi. Cheers to you. Just got doing your mute, man. Post a link to that. A music podcast, right on. I was going to talk a little music later too. Got the little figgity fidget spinner right next to me. Some not fidget spinner, fidget fader. Look, we could do some fidget fader ASMR with the crab scratch. Ooh, yeah, that sounded smooth there. And it's cool because you exercise the fingers. Play with that a little later too. Candy Wolf, what's going on? I seen you earlier today. Whose stream was it? It was towards the end of the stream. You had popped in. Yeah, that'd be quite the road trip. Ooh, look at that. He ended AXN ended his stream. What happened? Maybe he was getting bad service. He'll be going live later. Something happened there. That was weird. He was just getting started. Give me 1 second. All right. Boom. Just making sure that's off. Yeah, we got stringers up in Bakersfield also. That was here locally in Los Angeles. We'll keep an eye out, checking to see what his chat is saying. That's AXN News on YouTube. Peep it out if you're into these stringers. And there's several streamers streaming the stringers tonight as well. Let's see. Someone in chat said Alien is having car problems. Hmm. Everyone having a good start to the weekend. Yes, Richard, definitely got your pictures. I was mentioning you earlier in the streams as well. Glad you popped in. Um, and super stoked that you captured one of those fast movers also. So what do you think about those fast movers, Richard? What's your opinion on them? Were you able to zoom in and inspect the video you got there? And maybe if we get your permission, maybe we could share that video here at some point. Yes, Candy Wolf, Nighthawks. That's correct. And I didn't greet you. I think we're going towards the end of the stream, but I'm glad you're popping in now. And salute to brother Nighthawk and Testerman. They're going to be going live in the morning. Maybe I'll catch them then. But yeah, I've been hanging out over there with them, and they do a great job of streaming and tapping into the information. And yeah, two good ninjas right there. Much love to them. And always good topics, interesting topics, and I learn a lot there. And that's what is it? Is it Nighthawks Paranormal Podcast? No, Nighthawks High Strangeness Podcast. There we go. That's what it is. So peep that channel out on YouTube. We got to feature that channel one of these nights. You know, we like to feature different channels. We just did a Xens. Yeah, greetings from Argentina to Alaska and Alaska. And is Woo Riders up in here? Oh yeah. We got Woo Riders DG up in this piece. Woo Reezy. What's going on, brother man? All right. Richard says he thinks they're eight. Ooh. All right, Richard. This is good. Let's see. Richard thinks they're alien. Haha. And let's get his reason. Ooh, there's a little white orb too. Uh-oh. I missed that. I gotta go back and check that out. And do we get your permission to share it? Maybe I think I could pull that up too without too much of a problem. Just some things. Forgot the salute. Oh, who's Derek talking to there? Yeah, here we go. Here's Richard's comment again. He thinks they're alien. That picture and the one right after it was a second later, and it was on the other side of the helicopter. Yeah, amazing. Good video, man. And keep recording, man. I don't know if you have more, but I'm sure you could get a lot more and see some of the weirdness that they do. These objects, these fast movers we're talking about. And we should pull it up so people who don't know have an idea what we're talking about. And I've had this little one kind of ready and set. We showed it last night or yesterday, was it? When was that? Where are you, fast mover? It's this one. There it is. Those little black dots right down there under the plane. And that's nothing. It's just a whole lot of plain tail. It's not a boomerang UFO. But again, we're going to focus on that little, going to loop it. Loop it. There you go. That little bugger there. And these things zip by amazingly fast. And our friend Richard in Alaska here captured one, sent me the video. And maybe we'll peep it here. I'll have to send it to the laptop. What's popping this weekend is anything special. We have the two punk shows back to back over at the Asylum next to Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop. And that's our smoke shop there. It's more than a smoke shop. Check us out. Still got to get that website going. That's our Insta. Hit us up on the Insta. And Richard, you got a hold of my brother. You got my brother's phone, just so you know. And that's all good. I'm glad he relayed the message. And yeah, continue if you want to continue sending stuff. I gotta send you a message so you get my number direct, actually, so you could cut bro off and just send me direct any happenings, any stuff you got going on up there in Alaska. I'm very interested, and that's another one of those places that's on the list to go. Yeah, that'd be awesome. The last frontier. Susie B, what's cooking? We got any munchies tonight besides the empanadas? Were you still in the garden? I seen you've been in the garden as well. Are you back home? Maybe you're out in the wild playing with the plants. And Susie B, don't forget to share your any cool videos you got. You think we should be checking out? Pump them links in. You too, Reezy. You still what's up? You going live again? What's the next time you going live? Share your channel here. People could always peep the links later if anyone does tap into the chat. Those links stay up, you know? Or you could drop your links in the comments. So at the same time you get, you leave me a comment and then you leave a link to whatever you like. Keep that traffic flowing. Let's see. Dave Politis did post a video a few minutes ago, a little while ago. Checked it out. I think it was some couple of Colorado cases, and he did not mention the recent case out of the Sierra Nevadas we've been touching on. The amazing case. And actually, I've been talking about how I've been wanting to hear the lady's story. And I did find something. There is they had a press conference. And looks like her parents are in town. And yeah, we'll check that out. Here is the new Missing 411 website. We've been sharing that. And they have, recent cases. So it has links to this is the case they just posted now. So even, I guess they're posting the videos hot off the press onto the website as well. So staying active with it, which is a good thing. And at the bottom right, you can see he featured the case of the lady we're speaking of. And I want to have a listen in. And the press conference, it does go on for quite a bit. So we'll tap in and see how far we get with it. But yeah, check out the new website. They got a new documentary coming out at some point. I believe they reached their Kickstarter goal for the documentary. And so, yeah, that's exciting news. I want to see what they come out with. Look at this. So there's the Caribbean cruise. We're talking about different Bigfoot events happening all over the place, but this along the West Coast. And actually, this is in the Caribbean, but I was going to mention several others that I found along the West Coast, and I got those lined up. And if I remember, we'll share those because maybe if you're in the area, you might want to peep that out. So we'll be diving further into this website as it uh, continues to be under construction. We'll see what other interactive stuff they put up here. I'm requesting they put the map. That'd be super cool. An updated version of the map for us to check out. And then if you want to buy a hard copy, you could buy one. I think that'd be, how do you say, hella cool. And we'll pull up this press conference here. Y'all hang out in the chat, light them up, hot box the chat, do what you got to do, get your munchies. No pressure. Let's see, we're going to pull up this, it's a YouTube. So let's see, boom, there it is. So Tiffany Slayton from Georgia. And here we go. We'll be pausing and maybe getting some of your feedback, getting some of my feedback. And so get ready to kick back here for a bit. And thank you everyone for coming through.
Well, good morning. Thank you for being here today. We are here today to talk about an incredible story, heroic story, something that you may see on TV that they would make movies about. But this story involves a young lady named Tiffany Slayton, who on her journey through the Sierra Nevadas here in Fresno County, it is
Fresno County, we talk a lot about that area, the Sierra Nevadas, Nevada Triangle, when it comes to paranormal and high strangeness. And the missing 411 phenomenon, Yosemite being like ground zero thus far, and a whole other bunch of stuff that we've heard from there, all the way down to Fresno being one of the points of the triangle. And yeah, pretty big populated city, you know, but it does have its areas, crime ridden areas, and but other areas of high strangeness as well. So trippy area there, Fresno. And definitely passed through several times. Never spent much time there, but would like to. Another one for the list there.
is truly an incredible story of perseverance, determination, and survival. This young lady, from about April 14th all the way through Easter, was on her way up through the Shaver and Huntington Lake areas. At one point, she spoke with some people at Huntington Lake near the China Peak Landing and talked to some folks. And she was on her electric bike with all of her equipment. And there were some other.
Again, on a bike. And yeah, I don't know how long she was planning to be up there. You know, what was the plan here? Maybe we'll hear about it, but I would think you'd have to be armed to be out in even if in the middle of nowhere. I think, you know, some of the people you'd probably run into would be a little sketchy. And even in big areas, you know, big city areas, of course, a lot of people. So you're gonna get those sketchy people. But even I could imagine just little low dense areas of people. I get some weird characters, especially up in the Sierra, as I would say. And Fresno's a given.
Other
Just
individuals
my
there did not
opinion.
have electric bikes. They commented on her electric bike, but this young lady made it up Kaiser Pass Road all the way over the top of Kaiser Pass, which is a peak that's over 9,000 feet high. She went all the way back on that road toward the High Sierra Ranger Station to an area where you call it's the Y or the fork in the road, where to left is Mono Hot Springs and Edison Lake, or what we also refer to as Vermilion Valley. And to the right was to Florence Lake. She traversed this area and following her GPS and some other things and lost cell phone service. At one point, she took a very significant fall off the side of a mountain.
Oof.
And had to actually give her.
All right. Took a fall off the side of a mountain there. And I appreciate that, Fast Hemi. I was deciding when I was going to do it way earlier, like 9 o'clock. I was ready to go, but I got caught up. And here we are, a little past midnight, but we're going to keep it rolling. So we'll be hanging out for a bit. Heads up once again. And yeah, good news there, eh, Richard? I know you get a lot of this up in Alaska, and you guys have the Alaska Triangle up that way. Another place of high strangeness that we talk about. All these triangles.
Herself first aid and splint her leg due to this severe fall. And as we spoke to Tiffany about this just remarkable story, thinking of going over Kaiser Pass, and there is somewhere between 10 and 12 feet of snow. The road hadn't even been plowed yet at the time that she went over. It wasn't plowed until somewhere around Monday, the 12th, or Tuesday.
So snow in the area, and welcome in Jonocide. I've read that comment there. Appreciate you, brother. Bless up. Roll them up. And I bet you got something nice for the weekend. Let us know what flavors y'all putting up in the air. Oh, yeah. And there's Brother Jeff. Big surprise, Brother Jeff. Hopefully you got the weekend off, man. Are you off? What's going on?
May 13th. And then after crossing Edison Lake, the lake's low right now. There's some what we call like little islands that cross the lake. She made it to the what we call sort of the north side of the lake, and then continued hiking all the way back to an area near Golden Lake. And if you look on a map, Golden Lake is not far from Rock Creek Lake. And she was about anywhere from a half mile to a mile from the Mono County, Inyo County line, but still in Fresno County.
We were talking about Inyo County a little earlier. Yeah, Inyo County. What were we saying about Inyo? That it being one of the either the second largest county or third in Cali. It was Kern, Inyo, and then San Bernardino being first. And that was earlier in the streams. And then Mono County, we've tapped in before. There's the Mono County Bigfoot video from the 90s. We featured that before. Very interesting video, I think. And it's a classic. whether it's a hoax or not. Um, I like it. And so, yeah, Mono County has its Bigfoot reports, and you're up there in the Sierras, big water source there. Heard about the flies in the lake and all that. Um, and then Mono, we've mentioned also, I guess it can mean one, right? But then in Spanish, mono also means monkey. And we talk about these places also, right? With like for instance, Ape Canyon. What's another? There's probably like a Chango Chango Canyon, Chango Lake, Mono Lake. Something I was thinking about, thinking about names of places. And yeah, Mono, I think Mono, like monkey, Chango.
Hiking up peaks as high as 11,000 to 11,200 feet. Just an absolute remarkable story. Her bike was left at a sign for the trailhead for Hopkins Lake. And so once.
And welcome in to Brother the Battle. And if you check his comment here, I'll put it up again. He's talking about high strangeness in that area. Yeah. And then he mentions the Donner Party, and we have Brother Joe Monk, who might be lurking. Let's see, we might summon him. He's up in that area, and he's talked to us about the Donner Pass, high strangeness even on his property. And Richard here, wow. That's a hard one, Richard. Yeah, see, that's a close one to home. And for Richard, a lot closer. One of his family members, he mentioned his grandfather is missing in the Alaskan Triangle, I would imagine, him being from Alaska. And yeah, Richard, we would like to hear more about that, man. If there's anything we can do to help and get the word out, if that's what your family would like to do, I'm totally open to do that here, however we can, however you would like us to, if you would like. And we could do that respectfully. And yeah, it makes us wonder. I find it, it's something about these situations that really gets to me, and I want to know more about it, find out what's going on, and try to help, you know. And yeah, here we're listening to once again the lady that was found in the Sierras. Good ending to it, and right here they're talking about she had left her bike at some point, and yeah, a lot of snow in the area.
The snow melts and we have an opportunity to get up there, we will be attempting to retrieve her bike for her, because that bike is what she said during her story is really what helped propel her on this journey and got her through the snow and kept her going. And then obviously on May 14th, when the owner of the Vermilion Valley Resort was able to get in because the road had been plowed over Kaiser, he saw a pair of shoes outside of one of his cabins at Vermilion Valley Resort that he leaves open, which is at Edison Lake. And lo and
Pair of
behold,
shoes. So did she maybe have extra shoes with her, maybe left those there, or don't tell me she took her shoes off? Dave would probably be interested in some details like that.
he observed Tiffany there, alive, battered, bruised,
Oof.
obviously dehydrated, but she was, in fact, remarkably and really, truly probably a miracle that she was alive. And then we were able to respond. And to my left today, we have Tiffany here. She's wearing sunglasses after being out in the snow for that long and the extreme sun. It did some possible damage to her eyes, so that's why she's here wearing sunglasses. She's going to get up and talk in a minute, and she's going to tell you about her story of perseverance.
That is that's intense. Yeah, and I've experienced that with the snow in Tahoe. We were up there one time, had a cool cabin right by the lake. It was actually I think it was like a hotel that time, and yeah, it was a lot of snow out. And I remember going out right next to the lake looking for Tahoe Tessie, the lake monster there. And it was just really hard, even with my shades on. It was just so white out, and then Richard could probably he's probably used to it being in Alaska, and maybe people that are in areas of a lot of snow like Tahoe. But yeah, for me, it was just like I could barely keep my eyes open, even with shades.
Of determination, of not giving up, and just continuing the fight, and just having that belief that she was going to be found or be rescued. And eventually that day came, thankfully, when the road was plowed and the owner of Vermilion Valley Resort came and saw Tiffany there at the resort. So at this point, I will go ahead and have Tiffany come up, and she will share a little bit of her story as well.
Hello. I didn't really come up with anything that's super planned for this. It's literally.
I believe today is her birthday. It was today or yesterday.
Only been 2 days, but I will do my best to answer any questions that you may have. When I started, I had pretty much fallen off of a cliff trying to go on vacation for the first time. I may never do a real vacation longer than 3 days ever again. When I fell off of this cliff, I was unconscious for about 2 hours and did indeed have to splint one of my legs and pop the other knee back into place. From there, I couldn't actually get back onto the road.
So she got pretty injured, it sounds like, which is a major bummer. Even being in the city close to medical services, can only imagine having that happen way out there. Not good.
Main road was blocked because of the avalanche that I had been in, and of course, like a normal person, the first thing you're supposed to do is call 911, and I attempted that 4 or 5 times with no avail, and eventually got mad at my GPS and decided to ask, well, where's the nearest Starbucks? It's like, oh, well, we can answer that question. It's 18 miles from here. You can't give me 911, you can't get me GPS, but you can get me a Starbucks? Yes, we can. It's also a shorter distance than trying to find the entrance. And in doing so, I ended up on this very long, arduous journey that I journaled to try and keep sane.
So she was using a GPS device maybe to connect, or she said her phone.
And eventually managed to get to civilization. I haven't really gone through all of the details. I ran out of a lot of food after 5 days, but I will do my best to answer any questions that you may have.
Well, what did you eat? I mean, you were in the elements for how many days, and what did you eat? And did you ever, at any point, think, I'm not going to make it?
Well, the worst thing that you can do in an emergency situation is panic. I'm a traveling dialysis technician and an archery coach by trade. I didn't want to panic. In the first 5 days, I was still ready for my vacation. I had some of Fresno's best citrus.
And yep, Fresno is known for their orchards and fruits.
Which is funny because I'm kind of allergic to it at that point, but I did have food to begin with. But I'm a trained permaculturalist. That means I'm very good at foraging and helping people not go to the grocery store in very rural areas. And the Sierras has a large selection of leeks, that is hard to find in other places. In case you don't know what that is, it's sort of a green onion.
And I love me some leeks, baby ramps. And yeah, I've heard, onions and all that stuff, garlic. I know people have been talking down on nightshades and stuff like that, but no, I like leeks. Do you like leeks? I do.
And I managed to survive off of these leeks and boiling the snow melt for a very long period of time, actually. And I journaled it. I think I've been out maybe 20, 23 days on this.
And you slept outside, or do you have any cover at all?
At the beginning, I was coming to try and do a camping trip, so I had 2 sleeping bags and a basic tent. But at the end,
And that's still wild, I think. Even me, for a guy to do this bike out there, go some solo camping, snow all over the place. I don't know.
and after fighting nature for such a long time, I lost my tent, I lost my vestibule, and I did eventually lose both sleeping bags. So I was outside with nothing but a lighter and a knife.
Stephanie, after many days, how do you avoid death to survive?
How did I avoid death? I'm pretty good at foraging, and nature is quite terrifying. So usually once you start finding things that are scary for you, you do your best to keep moving and get over it. And
Yeah. Got to keep that mindset because, oof, I can only imagine, panic setting in. Not good. Again, you got to map out where you're going, see the weather. And I don't know, this seems just like I don't know how many people go out and do stuff like this, especially young ladies.
because of the mountains, I literally got over quite a few of them.
Tiffany, the sheriff mentioned that you have something called ballerina syndrome. Is that accurate? And if so, what does that do in terms of
Ballerina syndrome?
So ballerina syndrome is it's a syndrome that involves kind of what's known as a high arch. I'm unable to keep my feet on. Can't keep my heels
Never heard of that. Anyone heard of the ballerina syndrome?
on the ground for more than 3 inches, and it kind of looks like this.
is that from dancing?
Not from dancing. I was born with this syndrome, and what it does is over time you end up not being able to keep your heels on the ground. So things like snowshoes are not something I can find because, well, stilettos are not exactly the best of athletic wear. But I tried my best to find what I could and found a pair of heels made out of leather.
Tiffany, how grateful are you of that man who, left?
Yeah, no, well, Woo Reezy, it's not only there's, it's like the fire department, and yeah, I look into symbols and all that for sure. I see it back there. You go in deep on that. That's a whole other topic there for sure. Should break it down for us on the live, brother. Let the people know.
I honestly do not think that without Vermilion Resort, I would not be here at that moment, because that was the 13th heavy snowstorm I had been in, and it was going to be the last one. If he hadn't have come that day, they would have found my body there.
What injuries did you sustain?
They mentioned the guy at the resort purposely, I guess, would leave certain cabins or all the, I don't know, but he left the cabins open for situations just like this. Wow.
I've got into an avalanche and 2 landslides in the process. When I came into the hospital, somehow because of the foraging, my blood work was perfect. But I did have a lot of micro cuts. I have a lot of burns, but nothing that I don't think time will be able to heal.
And you were able to be found just in time for your birthday. How
Yes.
did that feel for you? Did you do anything to celebrate? I mean, your parents are here.
That was actually my goal when I ended up on some of those mountains. Was I did not want to celebrate a birthday away from my family. So I had made it a point to try and find some sort of building before the 13th.
Whoa. Right. On her birthday.
Because the last things that I had for food in my bag was a Dunkaroo packet, because it was the closest thing to a cake I had.
Dunkaroo.
It was three cookies and a packet of icing. And a lovely lady had given me some elderberry syrup, and I really wanted to enjoy that on my birthday as hopefully part of a sandwich.
See shows like Survivor Man and things like that, and you generally think about somebody being a certain physical type. I wouldn't necessarily look at you and say that's a person that could last 3 weeks, and here you are. So what?
All right, we'll finish watching that later, but yeah, you can see it's gonna go on. We're 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in. It goes on for quite a bit more. Are we listening? Anything of interest pops up, I'll be sharing with y'all. But yeah, what a once again amazing story there. It defied the laws of the 411 missing phenomenon. People do it. All right. D wants to talk about secret societies. I'll go heads up with you. Want me to drop a link in there, Derek, so you can come up here and grab the mic? We can do that. All right, let's see what the Sierras is looking like right now. That's the High Sierra cam there, live. Yep. Got a little, what is that, debris zipping around there? Seen a little something go by there. Little blinkies. Yeah, it's what is it? Law enforcement, all sort of government entities will have something on their logos. And again, I find it interesting. I've dug around a little bit, learning about that type of stuff. Of course, Jordan Maxwell comes to mind. Big on Jordan. Jordan lived here. Whoa. Jordan lived here in, some say, Burbank, California, which is what, maybe like 15 minutes right now, 20 minutes at the most away. Right next to Glendale, California. And yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I've ever seen him around. Never met him. Would have been cool though. And yeah, he kicked a lot of knowledge. A lot of that occult knowledge that isn't normally taught out there. So again, I learned a lot from him. And people probably say that people, how people say stuff, but yeah, I still listen to Jordan, and I see a lot of people still tapping into a lot of his talks, teachings. All right. Yeah. You got to get in the zone, bro. Get in the groove. But I get you. I get you. I feel you. It's not always easy. And they do have, let's see what the other cams in the Yosemite area look like tonight. But the High Sierra one I do like a whole lot. This is the Half Dome webcam there. Pretty dark, can't see much, but during the day it is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Let's see if we could get a better view. These are all inside of the national park there. See El Cap. Oh, no, that's not live. It's like someone needs to fix that camera there. All right, let's go to the falls. You can see a few trees there. Usually it's aimed right at the waterfall. So again, during the day is an epic view. But yeah, since there's water in the area, I wonder if maybe you might spot some fairies or sprites on the waterfall there. Never know. Let's see. Let's try to get a better view of Yosemite. And again, anyone been to Yosemite? We want to hear your high, strange Yosemite encounters. And I want to go back. Been, what is it, twice? Maybe 3 times, I want to say. Definitely twice. And both times it was just, what did we do? Maybe like 2-3 days max. And even that wasn't enough time to really, I mean, for us, I think a couple of times, there was one time it was just the Queen and I. And then another time, I think we had the little one with us. I'm trying to think of anyone else. But yeah, no, Yosemite, anyone going, let me know. Would love to try and make that happen. Yeah, I'm not sure what those little, see that zipping by there? Most likely bug. We have seen some weird little orbs in the background. I don't think they were airplanes. Could have been. But we've seen some strange little things pop up here in the skies before. And then earlier, I don't know if Sal, there's Russell. Speak honey mushrooms, then there should be a path back to the larger mass. Yeah, speaking of mushrooms, I was told that the morels are popping up in our areas, so dang it. Wish I could be there picking. Soon. I did score some last year. We were up north. We did share some videos. Man, I found several flushes of chanterelles. And yeah, we ate them. while we were out there. So we survived. You know, I do know, I'm pretty confident about identifying mushrooms. And yeah, we lived through it. So they were good ones, very delicious. Even brought some back home to share with the fam. And it's always nice when you're able to do that, share with others. Let's see. Let's see what's popping up in Big Bear, y'all. Yeah, they got these cams, these live cams. It looks like we got a view of the tarps. I don't know, is the circus in town? What's going on, Big Bear? It's up at the ski resort. And most of the snow has melted in the area. And I also heard that the Big Bear eagles, the little eaglets, are ready to take flight, which is awesome. So 2 of them have made it. And the camera's panning around here. You see it's aimed up at the hill there, which is what we want. Never know what may be lurking up on the hill there. Big Bear. Big Bear does have Bigfoot reports. There's the rest of the ski resort there. So no one should be up there at this hour, I don't think. You notice anything zipping around, walking around the grounds there, might want to timestamp it. So yeah, we're armchair squatching at the moment. Also armchair sky watching and traveling. Why not? It's amazing what cameras capture. And you got to have someone watching the cameras to be able to see something, right? So here we are. Kraken Smack says you would have to make up an outdoor patch to grow cayens. All right, Big Bear. So yeah, good news with those little eaglets. You know, they had lost one. I say we. Yeah, we. Yeah, we all felt it when the little one passed away. We were actually streaming it. And we're able to spot the little one on the nest. There was still snow on the nest, and yeah, you could tell it was a bird not moving there. It was a bummer, but hey, we'll take 2. Not too bad. And yeah, they have a YouTube channel where you could check them out. Just look up Big Bear Eagles. That should pop up for you. And still on the missing persons front, we still have the 2 little ones, brother and sister, missing from Nova Scotia. And it's been what? This was put out just a few hours ago. And still, I don't know. I heard someone in one of the chats, who was it? Urso. Salute, aloha, Urso. And here comes the train, all aboard, y'all. See if the mic picks it up. But Urso was mentioning that they had recently found maybe some items of theirs. I don't know if it was clothing or... Get your tickets, all aboard. We know if you hear the train out there. But yeah, very sad situation. We did run a newsreel that we seen, and we could check this one. I believe this is a video as well, so we could check that out. It'll save us from me reading to you, which, you know, I do need to read more. It's important to read, folks. get your read on, especially get your read on live. It's challenging. You know what else is challenging? Running the shop, live streaming. And then on top of that, we've been doing a little display of the music. That's always makes things could make things extra challenging. It's all in the head though. But yeah, very, very sad situation here with this one. And we've been keeping our eyes on it. We've been keeping our eyes on it. Hopefully all of you out there have been also. So we'll click on this here, see if we could pull this up. So heads up, this is CBC.
It's been 2 weeks since 2 young children vanished without a trace in rural Nova Scotia. Here's everything we know about what's happened since their disappearance. Around 10 a.m. on the morning of May 2nd, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, told CBC the siblings were out sick.
So they were out sick. And I've only heard from, so I don't know if it's just one parent, because I've only heard from the dad. I don't know if the mom's in the picture or if anyone's heard from the mom.
And not at school on Thursday and Friday. He said he believed the children must have gone outside through the sliding back door sometime Friday morning.
When we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as I could, and waited for the police to get there.
Nova Scotia RCMP said they believed the children wandered away from their home and there was no
Very rural and wooded area. So, keep that in mind. And yeah, very odd, I think. Good thing is that, it's 2 of them. Hopefully they're together still. And yeah, prayers going out to the family as well. And as well as to all the other current cases out there right now. There's quite a few already for 2025. So y'all stay safe out there.
No evidence of abduction. That morning, a vulnerable missing person advisory was issued in Pictou County, and the organized search for the kids began in the heavily wooded area surrounding the family home. Volunteers searched through the night. More than 100 people were called in to help. Helicopters, drones, and police dogs were also part of the search.
So drones, police dogs, full force, just like the case in San Mateo we've been talking about, the elderly lady. Still no sign of her. And super cool there. I seen you, Russell, mentioning Valley Ray's channel. I don't know if I've been talking about his channel lately because of the whole situation with the bodies showing up. Willamette River, Oregon, and some of the nearby rivers there. I think they're at 10 bodies there now. And we've also been touching on all the other bodies popping up in the New England area.
On Saturday, May 3rd, officials were optimistic the children would be found.
It's a huge wooded area with lots of potential. So we're just keeping all avenues open and ensuring we're covering off the entire area with a very structured search.
Around 5:30 that night, RCMP issued a wider alert to Pictou County and surrounding areas. On Saturday, the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, spoke to CTV News. She said she was hopeful and that she just wanted the kids home. The search continued on Sunday, May 4th. The children's stepfather said he wanted authorities to monitor the New Brunswick border and near
border, the New Brunswick area. So what, they think maybe some sort of abduction possibly, or why would they? I wonder, maybe they're close by, but why would the kids be headed that way?
nearby airports in case the children were abducted. Meanwhile, 160 searchers were out looking for the children despite rainy conditions. On Monday, May 5th, police and rescue agencies continued searching, going at all hours. RCMP said searchers had located what could have been a footprint on Saturday and expanded the search effort in that area. That night, 4 drones with thermal imaging technology were used to look for heat signatures in the woods. Tuesday, May 6th marked 5 days since the children.
Thermal drones. Juliana McGill, welcome in. Much love to you, girl. Hope you're well.
Went missing. A Nova Scotia RCMP spokesperson said in an update that the case remained a missing persons investigation.
Police are pursuing all investigative avenues, and there's a variety of teams involved who are applying the tools and the skills and the expertise needed to locate and bring Lily and Jack home.
McCann wouldn't say if there had been any sign of the children. The children's stepfather told CBC that after the disappearance, the children's mother left the area to be with her family in another part of the province and blocked.
That seems a little odd. And I could only imagine there'd be issues, between the two. Of course, high emotional, intense moments.
Him on social media.
My mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it. And I'm the only one here fighting for them, which is sad.
The children's maternal grandmother told the Canadian press the family was hoping and praying for the children to come home. On Wednesday, May 7th, Nova Scotia RCMP announced it would scale back the search for the missing kids.
We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lily and Jack are and can bring them home.
Reading those
McKinnon
comments
said there hadn't
there.
been any confirmed sightings of the children, and survivability was unlikely.
If we thought they were alive right now, we'd still be out there.
He said the searchers covered a 5.5 square kilometer area, roughly the size of Halifax's downtown, that was heavily wooded.
I'm absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, kind of odd, I think. And yeah, they keep interviewing this dude. I mean, the stepdad seems to be doing more of the talking than moms.
Lost it at this point after going through 6 days of virtual hell. It's absolutely crazy.
On Thursday, May 8th, the RCMP packed up its command center in Lansdowne Station and searchers left the area. Martel told CBC he spoke with investigators from the Major Crime Unit in Stellarton earlier in the week. He said he willingly handed over his phone to police and investigators searched the home. Martel said he also asked for a polygraph test.
I just want to clear it up for everyone. Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making.
And they say, the polygraphs that, people could pass them and still be lying. How do y'all feel about the polygraph? Is it a good tool? Sometimes, all the time, none of the time.
Crazy accusations and everything else.
RCMP declined to say whether a polygraph would be administered. Meanwhile, a makeshift memorial was set up at the nearby Stellarton RCMP detachment.
In a news release on Tuesday, May 13th, Nova Scotia RCMP said they were continuing to investigate. Police said they were following up on more than 180 tips from the public and had identified 35 people to interview, including community members and those closest to the children. Police also confirmed that an underwater team searched lakes in the area.
Yeah, you got it. So water sources nearby, for sure. Got to check that.
But didn't find anything.
On Thursday, May 15th, RCMP confirmed again that there's been no evidence to suggest the children were abducted. 2 weeks later, on Friday, May 16th, there are still no answers as to what happened to Lily and Jack Sullivan. Cassidy Chisholm, CBC News, Halifax.
All right. So we'll keep on top of that one. And yeah, prayers to the kids and fam there. A lot of yeah, we don't really hear from up that way, Nova Scotia. And glad that came across my radar. Thanks to Urso for bringing that up earlier. I didn't hear anything about like new items being found as far as clothing or anything like that. And here's Wild Man. Salute to you, my ninja. Glad you tapped in, bro. Earlier we did a stream showing some of a couple of crosses that I was finding in some of my beach structure areas. There's an old video, and I know you've been featuring some videos with cross activity going on at one of your spots there. And we're talking about stick structures being found in this beach area, and we have a hunch that it might be some Sasquatches around there. And Wildman also posted some videos, I believe, yesterday. So Wildman, put that channel out there, put that link out, so we can go watch what you're putting down. And Juliana says, of course, they don't want to link any evidence to abduction. They're trying to frame the people they know already guilty. Seen it too many times in crime shows. Word up. Yeah, peep it. It was just a short clip, and I have found crosses in other places, but it made me think of the videos you recently shared, so I thought I'd throw that up. Yeah. And again, keep up the good work, bro. Love what you're doing and how you're doing it. And also sharing the music side of things, you know, sharing that good old hip hop. And speaking of hip hop and stuff, earlier we were talking about music and instruments, and look what I had pulled up here, Wild Man. I bet you know what that is. And I think I shown the one I have actually. And I got the gear to customize it too. I got a whole new face for it and everything, but it's all scrambled. I had gotten that a while back when I was getting back into the MPC. I never really produced something solid like in a studio or anything like that, or something fully where it was mastered and stuff like that. I would always just knock beats out and try to put stuff together, sample, chopping and cutting here too, just like on the turntables, always chopping, dicing, cutting. It's not records, it's samples. And so, yeah, we'll whip this out soon at some point. And, you know, in the back of it, there's a bunch of outlets to connect with other hardware and stuff like that. The 8 outs. I don't have those openings yet. Never paid to get that done, but I got to at some point. And it'd be cool to really use it to its full potential. And it still holds its value. I've seen the prices on them, and whoa, like, man, this stuff is just as expensive as when I got it. And you could get all sorts of custom colored ones these days. Those are actually different models there, but the MPC 2000 XL. And I got that right. I think it was like 2005, maybe even a little before that, but here's a few other ones. That one's got a cool wood finish there. So definitely got to tap in. You got one of these, Wild Man? How do you make your beats? We want to know. What else did I have up here on the music side of things? Some more fidget fader. Did you see the fidget fader? Wild Man. Thud Rumble by Qbert. Gotta get yourself one, bro. And yeah, so portable records. Yeah. I'm checking to see what's out there. Want to be able to portable my records. And there's some yeah, I think it's Stanton. Here we go. Check this one out, y'all. Freaky fresh. Whoops. I'm cursing. Yeah, Stanton got the STX turntable. The Stanton STX turntable, portable scratch turntable. Don't forget that. Gives you instant access to your full turntablist skill set, allowing you to share your skill with the world whenever and whenever you'd like. Super rad. Looks teched out there. And I don't know if you could put a full-on 12-inch, the 12 inches on there. I don't know if you could only do 45s. I only seen people put 45s. I had to check how people were sounding with this thing, and it's amazing. It's doesn't seem too, look, it says 250 up here. And this is at the Stanton website. You might be able to get it a little cheaper. Maybe even the used ones. I thought I seen some cheaper ones. Let's see how interactive this thing is. Boom. Take your skills wherever you like. Oh, look, we got a video. All right, let's peep it. It's a YouTube video.
Deliver the freshness.
Oh yeah.
Deliver the freshness.
I like. Bluetooth. Come on, Juliana.
Deliver the freshness. Deliver the freshness.
Oh yeah. How about that? Who's all right? We should all get one of those. Hey, T-Bone. ¿Qué pasa? You rock, T-Bone. I always give you the emoji, the mechanical emoji gun. Because you're the man. Yeah, can you get a zigga zigga? Zaga? Zig zaga? Zaga zigga? Freaky fresh. Yeah. See, Wild Man like those drums. Sounding nice and crisp. Snare too. What's up, Wild Man? We gotta get us one of those. And you could actually get two. So if you get two of those little portable ones, you could probably do some extra stuff. Maybe get two of them. And then still get a mixer in the middle. Maybe you could get a small mixer and do all types of stuff there. Can only imagine. And still, you know, we took I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm just going to say we're going to bring one of these things back into our lives somehow. Let's see, where you at? It's the S8 mixer. I miss it already. Where'd you go, S8? Yeah, how you making your beats, Wild Man? You still haven't told us, bro. I want to know. Is it all computer, or are you using some sort of hardware? Do you got a state-of-the-art studio somewhere we don't know about? Probably do. Where'd it go? So again, the fidget fader. Y'all go get your figgity fidget on. If you want to practice and warm up and make some of those scratchy sounds we just heard. And look, so they popped out this platinum, I think it's a platinum edition. And they're already sold out, yo. That's how DJ Qbert does it. Anything with his name on it will sell out. And so this the platinum, so it's just the what would you call it? The knob. The knob of the fader is what's platinum there. This one I got is glow in the dark. So all platinums, it looks like it's sold out, peeps. Right there. But all these other flavors. Oh yeah, that one looks really rad there. Are available still. So get your, maybe you got a DJ in your life, or you need to just move your fingers. Copy your fidget fader. Jesse Dean design. And this is the website. Get your scratch on. Yeah. I'm getting really back into the groove of music, y'all. It's coming along. It's coming along. I had someone come into the shop who I guess had performed at the asylum recently, and I'll pull his name up here. And he heard me scratching, and this brother was like, "Whoa!" and big old smile went up on his face, and I was like, "Oop, what's up?" Busted, and he was liking what he was hearing. So he was like, "Hey, bro," gave me the lowdown. And he's like, "Yeah, I would like for you to maybe mix some of my music." And so he's a musician. And maybe, we could work maybe on some scratches on some tracks or something like. I was like, "Yep, we could do that." But he goes by Multifaceted Monster. Yeah.
Multifaceted Monster.
I was like, "Whoa, that's a sick name, bro." I don't know. Maybe some of you have heard of him. And there's Roger. Cheers, Roger. Hopefully you've gotten some rest today. And again, we're not holding anyone hostage here. So yeah, we'll be let's see, Bigfoot Dwarf, Multifaceted Monster maybe in the future coming up. What's up, Wild Man? When we gonna work on some music, bro? When you gonna jump on here and hang out with us? We want to talk to you. We want to know what Wild Man is doing. What's he doing next? You ain't got to tell us everything. You don't have to show us your face either. And by the way, you know what? I thought of you today, Wild Man, because there was a couple things that popped up for me. And one of them was this one. There we go. It's the back of it. Someone had that on their back of their car there. I was like, "Oh, Wild Man." Woo! Maybe Wild Man could translate that. Yes, no hostages here. No hostages here. Translate that for us, Wild Man. We want to know. You left Juanito a message yesterday too at the end. Was that at the end of Jessica's chat? But that was hilarious. Whoops. There's the girl that just made it out of the Sierras there. This was a fun share. s'more fun with friends. There's a Sasquatch, a bear, squirrel, bunny, who knows what else, but they're making s'mores. And then, yeah, let's see what else. There was a speed chase, the end of a speed chase that was shared with us. I didn't share yesterday when we were talking about speed chases. Should pull that up. It was near the shop and near that 6th Street bridge we were checking out earlier. Let's check to see if AXN is back on the beat here. I don't know. His stream got cut off and that was it. Hopefully he's okay. Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't see anything happening there. Oh, yeah, he's back on. All right. Stringers are back on stringing. Streamers are still streaming. And streamers are stringing streamers. And the swingers are out swinging. Watch out. Batter up. All right, we were talking also about, let's see, these events coming up. Of course, we got the, Sasquatch Summerfest. Oak Ridge, Oregon. You could get a discount with Bigfoot Society's code. I think it's BFS. There might be some more to that, but go peep him out. He's on Insta, TikTok, all over the place with great interviews. Juliana McGill, do you follow Bigfoot Society? Maybe someone share his link. Come on, mods. Post them links. I should be seeing links of people's channels up in here. What's up, y'all? And I think if I go like this, I should be able to swing through these tabs. I'm afraid to do it in case it doesn't work, but we're going to go for it. Let's see. So that's Sasquatch Summerfest. We've been featuring Willow Creek Bigfoot Days coming up in July also. Mark your calendars, folks, for these events. Let's make sure that Sasquatch Summerfest popping up there. So I think while I have this in this mode, because if I click on this button here, it'll take me out and I think you stop seeing what I'm sharing. But if I keep it like this, I think I could swing right through the tabs and oh no, AXN is not back on. Whatever. I could swing through the tabs. Every time I hear tabs, I think of good old LSD. Anyone else? Hillbilly, Juliana, Wildman, and the rest of the freaks out there. I know. So look, check this out. I had no idea that Happy Camp has a festival. No idea. Juliana, can you tell us more about this, perhaps? Who's the only cool one? I know you are. Let's ride in the Daza parade. Yeah, not the Doodah parade. That's a whole other parade that goes on out here, and we won't be doing that one because could be a bit right, Wildman. And if I'm not mistaken, tell maybe someone knows about the Doodah parade. I think it's one of those weird ones. But anyway, look at that Happy Camp. Just a little above Willow Creek there. You got some more festivities, some more squatchy festivities going on, y'all. And Happy Camp, if you don't know, is one of those squatchy towns. Let me tell you, heard quite a bit come out of there. And let's see if when are the dates for this one? Does it share? Become a vendor, send a review, latest updates. You can maybe tap into latest updates for the latest information. And I have made some pit stops in the town of Happy Camp. Been told by some forestry guys also that one of them was saying, yeah, he was working in the Happy Camp area and talked to a native brother who was, I don't know if he was working with them or was just a native local, and that the natives in that area would call him the Super Magic Man. Oh, yeah. Bigfoot Jamboree, y'all. So, yeah, peep the site out. There's a number there you could call as well for more information. For sure. And going back down to the Sierras, we got let's see, Tulum County, Yosemite, Gold Country, High Sierras, baby. The Sierra Bigfoot Music Festival. This one starts in August, which I think that Caribbean Bigfoot Festival that Politis is going to be in. Hey, Politis, sneak me in, man. Get me a VIP, bro. I got you. And ends August 24th. So a couple days there. And I believe that Happy Camp one, I think it might be a 3-dayer. This one's 3-day. 24 bands featuring singer, songwriters, art vendors, kid zone. Gotta have that kid zone. Morning yoga, wake and bake sessions, Bigfoot Symposium Sunday. That's right. We are so happy to offer camping at our new venue. You can camp on the spot too, yo. And here's information. Oh, Washington Street, Sonora, California. La Sonora. More information there. And there it is. Boom. Let's see where we is. Yeah, we got another one. We're doing West Coast here, y'all. Peep this one. Got another one. 4th annual Meadowline Falls Bigfoot Festival. There he is. And the Meadowline Falls Bigfoot Festival, y'all. They got a nice video on the website there. Super cool. Looks like a good time. Look at that. Yeah. Smiling faces. Beautiful people. Beautiful country looks like. Look at that. Oh, and there's a race. Looks like all types of fun activities going on at this one also. Anyone heading to any of the festivities this year? Again, I think, other parts of the country, they be popping it off. And it looks like West Coast here, we're throwing down too. So you as well, Richard, have a good one. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, there's more folks. Hang on. Sure, Richard has one up in Alaska. I don't know if I pulled one. I think I might have pulled an Alaskan one. So check this out later, Richard. You might have a festival up your way. And here's another festival, Glide, Oregon. And let's see, Saturday, June 21st. A little after that Oak Ridge one, 10 to 10. Big feet, bigger party. There's a flyer there. Anyone interested? Yeah, tap in. Again, looks like a whole lot of fun. Got the QR code there. Yeah, never been to Glide. Actually, never heard of it. And then we got Mount Hood, of course. Can't leave. Yeah, can't leave Mount Hood out, y'all. And fingers crossed. Will we visit Mount Hood? Will we ever visit Mount Hood? Heard so much about it. And that one, another one that's on the list. One of those areas, you know, those Bigfoot hotspots. Definitely want to peep out what's going on in Mount Hood. Actually, we have the cams. We got some cams we've been checking out for the Mount Hood area. And this one, let's see if we can get a date on that. Friday, April 11th. So this one's a dunner. Must have been fun. And I know that Ohio people, a lot of people online I've been hearing hit the Ohio Bigfoot conference. But we'll keep an eye on this one for next year. Ha. Didn't notice the date. And we were talking let's see here. Caribbean Bigfoot cruise. Yeah, man. Yes, I. Light it up, man. Wow, that would be fun. Wish I could afford stuff like this. And yes, we on Cali time here, Wild Man. And Wild Man, we did touch on a couple Bigfoot reports on the earlier streams. So just in case you want to tap in and check those out for your records. I know you're just on top of so much. It's amazing. And yeah, David Paulides is going to be at this one. I'd like to see him speak. I'd like to listen to him speak or hear him speak. All that. Maybe one day. And so yeah, quite a few things happening for the West Coast there, and I'm happy to see that. And maybe one day we could maybe bring something to the Southern California area. Sovereign, Cosmic. Paging, Sovereign, Cosmic, Wildman. To the office. We're going to keep pressuring Wildman. Wildman, do this. Wildman, do that. Time is good for measuring movement. Is everyone feeling like things are moving faster? This week flew by. These months are flying by. I feel it. Boom. There we are. Mug. Oh, here's that. Here it is. We got to show it. We'll show it till it materializes. Found you. Where'd you go? It's hiding from us again. Gotta be somewhere here. Wild man, any explorations for this weekend? Anyone hitting the field? Anyone going out for a walk or hike? Horse ride. Yeah, my niece is all into the horse riding thing, which is super cool. She's the same one who's been doing a lot of cooking from scratch and also pickling and jarring. And I'm like, damn, girl, I need to. She's like ready for the country. And it's super cool to see that because, yeah, those are important qualities to have as not only a human, but especially for a señorita. There it is. It shall return. It will return. There you are. No worries, y'all. You're going to see. We're going to bounce. We're going to bounce from it. We'll be back on this device again. I could almost guarantee it. No one sharing links. I still didn't see any links. Did anyone share anything? Y'all could be kind of weird sometimes. Let's see, Wild Man. Let's do this really quick. We could throw down with some Bigfoot stuff right quick. Peep it. Let's check this report, and I got something to kind of share with it. I'm gonna go to BFRO again really quick. All right, there he is. Go to California really quick. Boom. Go to Humboldt. Just trying to do this earlier. And let's see if we see it. I'm going to read the sides of the reports really quick. I should be able to pull it up. We could even put some sounds. Let's see. Boom. Here we go. Interesting. So, watch this. So, this 1975, hopefully I don't lose it there. Where'd it go? June 1975 Class A report. And hopefully Juliana's still in here. Cut that right quick. Yeah, so she'll definitely know this area. Some others might as well. Humboldt County, 1975 Class A Bigfoot sighted in Stony Lagoon, south of Oric, California, by two men camping who were so frightened they left in the middle of the night. Yikes. And so I'm thinking those are the lagoons there. Let's see if we could see this one because I was looking for another one. Here it is. July 2000, Class A road cross sighting by motorists on Highway 101. Excuse me. Yes, while passing lagoon near Trinidad. So let's peep that out really quick. And we read the title there. The letters are a little too small for me there. Location details. There are a couple of lagoons, hint, hint, a little after Trinidad. And for those that don't know, I lived in Trinidad or the nearby town it's right next to it, West Haven. It's practically Trinidad. When headed north on 101, right before getting to those, there is a road on the left, and the spot was about a fourth mile after the road where the flat spot is on both sides of the road. Nearest town, Trinidad, 101 North. Observed on July 13th or August 17th of 2000, about 7:15 p.m., my boyfriend, I think she meant my mother, my moth, or month-old baby. There you go. Could have been mother too. I've seen MOTH. Her 2-month-old baby and I were headed back from Eureka, California to Crescent City, somewhere past Trinidad and before the lagoon. And keep in mind, Trinidad is where I had my second sighting. It was going across Highway 101 from the northbound lanes onto the southbound lanes. Talked about that several times. Just got to bring that up while we're talking about this. This is the same general area. So before the lagoons, we came around the corner on a 4-lane highway. It says up ahead, around 50 yards away, a tall, dark, brown, almost black man with long hair all over ran full stride across the highway. Mine just walked, and it was tall, dark, and thin. His arms hung long, yep, and the top of his neck seemed somewhat hunched over. The first thing that ran through my mind was, what's a man doing running across the road right here? Yep, I thought the same thing. And there was traffic going by. I thought the cars were going to stop, honk. I thought it was going to cause an accident or something. I was going to see cars swerving, but yeah, none of that happened. I thought this because we were completely out in the middle of nowhere. Then I yelled, "That was Bigfoot." My boyfriend turned to me and said, "Shut up. You're playing with me." I told him that he saw it with his own eyes. By this time, we had passed the point where he ran across the road into the forest. Yep, like I passed it. When I passed, it was just a ravine that dropped into the redwoods, and down below was the beach, and I didn't see no one there, no one on the side of the road. Very strange, but let's see. Yeah, so we had passed the point where he had ran across the road into the forest. So we stopped and turned around. We drove back to the point where we had re-entered the forest and stopped. Peering into the thick forest, it became too spooky for me, and I drove off. I noticed where and when he chose to cross the road was very unique. We had waited until there were no cars except for ours, which caught him off guard and just coming around the corner. And where he crossed was flat. It was the only place throughout the woods that didn't have a little hill on either side of the highway. Some of the people I had told of this asked if it was a bear, but there is no way it could have been at the speed he ran. Huh. My boyfriend, it says other witnesses, my boyfriend and I, we were just talking about nothing on our way back home. And it says other stories. About 1 week prior to our sighting, he was sighted around Cave Junction, Oregon, by a family on a hike. I guess the dad went off trail momentarily to relieve himself when he saw Bigfoot. I think there was also a really strong odor that the whole family smelled. There is an article in the Crescent City triplicate newspaper. It may be on record. So about a week after our sighting, I heard he was spotted down by Sacramento. Let's see, time and conditions. The sun was just about to go down, which was very similar to mine. Mine was a sunset. I clearly remember see the sun setting, and it had just rained too. So it was cool to see. I like to see the sun right after it rains, and so I'll never forget that evening. And it says here it was a clear day and a little dimmer than normal due to being in the forest. It sees environment, of course, almost in the redwood forest. Yeah, there's a couple lagoons there, and then the ocean is right there too. Yeah, it says heavy pine forest and really thick. Like I said before, there was a freshwater lagoon nearby and the ocean pretty close also. There's actually some other reports from this from the lagoons also that we'll check to see if they pop up here. I'll look really quick. Maybe some of you might be able to spot it. Maybe someone spotted it already, but it's two women this time driving by the lagoons. See, here it goes. Oric and Trinidad again. This is 2006. Possible sighting by motorists besides Highway 101 between Oric and Trinidad. And this is 2006 fall. Yep, that's around that time. A year where I think that my second sighting was as well. Like I said, the sun had that harvest sun, but yet there's a little bit of rain, so it might have been late August, I would imagine. And this one, Highway 101 as well, Humboldt County, Oric. And again, Oric has a lot of elk in the area, something to keep in mind. And good night to anyone stepping out, or good night to anyone stepping in. What up? Reading off a couple Bigfoot reports here. We've been hanging out, checking things out, getting into some missing persons cases. And now we're into some squatchy business here, as we like to be. It says this report is from my daughter, who today thinks she saw two big creatures that look like the creatures called Bigfoot. She was pretty shook up about it. She was so scared that she did not stop. She said the creatures were walking in a pond between Oric and Trinidad off Highway 101. Trips me out. This morning about 10:30. So this is a morning one, so we could actually get some morning audio sound there. And then it says, let's see, All right, Trinidad off Highway 101 this morning about 10:30. She said they were very close. She saw the big one's face. Wow. She said it looked like a monkey face, which, some people report them looking more human. Some look monkey-like, but then, a lot of humans look very monkey-like too. So go either way. But yeah, look more monkey-like, she said. Interesting. And so monkey face there. And the other one was stooped over, so she could not see him very good. She said him on both of them, but it could have been, maybe two females, two males. I don't know. Males. Here goes the train. All right. So no one else, no other witnesses except child who was sleeping. And 10:30 a.m. there. Very interesting. The last one was in the evening. And then, there's a follow-up, which will be interesting to check this out. I wonder who did the follow-up on this one. Brandon keel. Must be from the area. And so we'll go back to that 70s report really quick before we head on out. 'Cause that's from the same area as well. And I wanted to show. So there's a spot that I've frequented because I started finding certain things right in this area, and they were structures. And I was like, And one time I found some elk parts right near this huge structure, and I'm like, and then yeah, it's just one of those areas where there's constant structure activity, structures going up, down, all sorts of shapes, sizes. It's amazing. And so let's get into this 75 report really quick. Hopefully, if it's not too long. And let's see, what time is this? Give us a time. Yeah, I don't see a time here, but let's go ahead and read it. Bigfoot sighted in Stony Lagoon, south of Warwick, California, by 2 men. Yes, we read that earlier. 1975. This is summertime, June, 3rd week. And Stony Lagoon, south of Warwick, California, is 1/4 mile west of Coast Highway and is well-known campground. Let's see. Said they observed a friend and I were on our way to mouth of Klamath River area, which is north of there. Good spot. We rented a fishing cabin there one year. Got to hang out and got video from there. Some eagles and super cool area. A lot of reports out of that mouth of the Klamath there. Makes sense, Hear a lot about where these areas, where the rivers meet the oceans. And so mouth of the Klamath River area to fish. Yep. Good old fishing there. And I think I've seen some poachers maybe poaching. I don't know if it was ginseng or what. Kind of weird dudes. Got to be careful with some people around there. And it said friends went fishing on friend's boat and pulled off highway at Stony Lagoon, approximately 3 to 4 miles south of Warwick, California. We went west over a small hill and down to a camping area almost on the beach. Yep. Passing through 300 feet of brush and trees, we parked our motorcycles 10 or so feet apart and built a small fire and unrolled our sleeping bags. There was a very bright moon out over the ocean west of the beach, about 100 feet west of us and 30 feet or so feet from the water. A large human-like form was trotting, or it says bauble timing, booble timing, south down the beach. My buddy yelled at him to come join us. Yeah, come join us, Bigfoot. And let's see. So this is night. Turn the birds off. Just throw in some crickets, ocean waves. So they asked him to join him. Too bad he didn't. Says he kept on going. We took our flashlight and went down to the beach. Don't know what made the prints, but they looked at least 6 inches wide and at least 12, if not 14 inches long. Oof. Maybe longer. And it says we went back to the fire and my friend heard noises in the brush behind us. Yikes. He shined the light in the brush and said he saw eyes. Yikes. Eyes shine or eyes? What'd you see, bro? Rolled our bags and lost no time leaving. The prints in the sand were a good 10 feet apart. Whoa. Pretty trippy, and that's in that same area. Let's see, also notice my buddy said that when he shined the flashlight into the brush or tules, he said he saw eyes shining back at us. Yeah, so eyes shining or maybe glowing. The reason we left. Post haste. Other witnesses. Let's see. Only other person or things that had been presented had ran down the beach. Moon was 2/3 way across the sky, very bright and casting shadows, no clouds, and warm. Perfect night for playing kick the can. Yeah, so very interesting. Good area there. And yeah, I got a little something to share if y'all still in here. Hopefully you've seen that on your end. Let's see. Where are you at? Yeah, we'll loop this because it's a short one.
Once again, got this massive stuff.
That's the area there. Lagoon to one side and the ocean on the other, right? Where we're hearing these and reading these reports from. Of course, I was focusing on the small stuff here this time because that massive thing. Let's see, we didn't loop it.
Once again, got this massive stuff.
And we've done lots of videos. I've done lots of videos from this area, quite a bit. So I made it a thing to return, and it's just one of my spots. But yeah, I've done full-on inspections of that big structure there. It's massive, amazing. And it's probably been there for a while. And like I said, I found that the elk parts right near it. Someone was having some elk, it seemed like. And just an amazing area. To the back, there's also a hill that goes up there, a trail. Found some small structures in that area also. And that leads you down into the beach. And yeah, that's why I brought this up. I had this little video clip ready to run to. And yeah, something to note for sure. And yeah, sharing one of my areas. I know some people are very picky about their areas. I don't mind sharing this. People shared their encounters from there. So I think I should share mine. So definitely something happening there. We're going to be back up there as soon as possible. And if you've heard of any other reports from this area, please let us know. We'd like to know. We want to know. Hopefully we could share that out with you. And that's why we do this. Little wood knocker there. All right, y'all. We've been hanging for about a couple hours here. I'll let y'all get some rest. Appreciate everyone for coming through, and thank you to Carl Casey. Looks like he put out some new tracks there, copyright-free tracks. This is out of the Volume 2 Synth Wave album. Go ahead and choose another track here. No, let's rewind and bring this one back. Why not? All right, y'all get some rest. Be safe this weekend. Share this out. Smash that thumbs up. Yeah. We'll love y'all. Appreciate ya. See ya mañana. Jah willing. Bless up.